Namaskar, my name is Reena Gagrat. I'm an exercise physiologist and I specialize in pelvic health and posture training. Today for You Are Life, I'm going to be talking about pelvic tightness, what causes it, and some of the side effects. So let's start with where the pelvic floor is situated in our body. It lies between the hip bones horizontally and vertically extends from the tailbone to the pubic bone. So it is the true core or the center of our body and houses organs that perform very important functions related to digestion, sexual systems, and urinary functions. So some of the things that cause tightness in the pelvis is number one is prolonged sitting. When you're sitting for long hours, it compresses the muscles in the pelvic floor area. Second is stress. So, you feel these butterflies in the tummy. The pelvis is a very emotional area. So, the sense of fear, and when you sense anxiety, it causes tightness in that area. Third is improper exercise technique. A lot of people are in the habit of, tucking their tailbone and clenching the core, as they call it, tight and performing exercises. Well, you should always perform exercises in a neutral spine and get into a relaxed activation state where you're activated but not clenching the muscles. Those were some of the causes of a tight pelvis. Oh yeah, and one other thing is sports. When you play a sport such as horseback riding, it causes tightness in the pelvis. Okay, so now let's look at why it's important to have a supple and elastic pelvis that functions properly. So for women, a tight pelvis causes menstrual cramps. It makes it difficult and causes a lot of pain in the second and the third trimester of pregnancy, and also makes it difficult to have a normal delivery. The second side effect is that you feel low on mood and energy. The pelvis houses the central chakra of our body, and when that's not functioning properly, you tend to feel anxiety, depression, and just generally very sluggish. The other negative impacts of a tight pelvis are urinary infections, improper bowel movements that affect your digestion and also lead to flatulence. And last but not the least, your sexual health. Having a tight pelvis may result in, experiencing painful sex or even experiencing dryness during sexual activity. So these are the reasons why it's extremely important to have a nice functioning pelvis. One important lifestyle change that you can make is to start sitting cross-legged. You can start with only 5-10 seconds and build it up. Make sure when you're sitting cross-legged, you're sitting on your hip bone and not on your tailbone. Sitting on your hip bone. If you're unable to start with sitting on your hip bone, you can always use something to prop you up and start at a slightly elevated surface and then take it forward from there. And one of my favorite exercises that I use when I also experience period cramps and just tightness in the pelvis, if I've sat for a long time, is to put the ball. If you don't have a ball, you can also use a rolled up towel and get into a butterfly position. Take nice deep breaths and just relax your body in that position. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, and if you have any more questions, I'll be happy to answer. Please put them in the comments below. Thank you.